sincerely hope that wasn't too loud. I fucked with my audio settings on next split and I totally forgot to turn it back down.
So this
Whoops!
time we're just like.
I don't know, because I don't hear it, so I have no idea. Shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know.
Welcome to Cards in Hand, everybody. Episode 23, where the points don't matter. I don't remember where to go from there.
The points matter if you're playing competitive Overwatch. Let me tell you that much.
The points matter if you're playing competitive Overwatch. Here's what we got on the docket today. We got some tabletop news, a lot of game stuff, brief reviews of why these games suck, why they rule, why you suck, why we rule. These are the things we need to talk about every week on Cards in Hand. I think it's important.
And also, the J rule, because these are called the J rulers. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, it can't be as bad as, Card Fight Vanguard. They have the G unit. Like, they have G units now.
Wait. G unit was comprised of 50 Cent, like Lloyd Banks and someone else. I don't remember who the other guy was.
Yeah.
Like The Game or something. I don't remember who it was. So you're telling me there was G Unit, and then there's the J Ruler, so Ja Rule, who actually had a massive beef with 50 Cent? You're telling me we could reenact a huge rap beef with Vanguard and Force of Will? I'm so down, dude.
I'm so down.
Holy shit. That's great.
So down.
That's great.
G Unit, man. I can't wait for the 3-6 Mafia units to come out.
3-6 Mafia? What is this, like 1997?
Look,
they even around
was
anymore?
Awesome. I don't think so.
I have no idea.
I think they are, but they don't do stuff. They just don't do a lot of stuff.
Dude, I want Trick Daddy back. That's all. T-double-D, y'all.
Trick Daddy.
Oh my god.
It's all about Master P.
I was gonna say, give me some of that No Limit.
I got turned on to No Limit because of Joel. Because I didn't listen to it when it was coming out because I was 6 or 7.
Yeah, you would have been like
or 8.
nothing.
Yeah, right. And Joel was like, "Nah, this is where it's at, right?" Because I was showing him Tyler the Creator, and he was like, "Nah, it's all about No Limit."
I was like, "Let me show you some real rap."
Not yeah, real. He was like, let me say, na 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 na.
Look, there was actually some pretty tight, No Limit rap back in the day. There actually was some really good people on that label, which was really cool. But. Dude, oh my god.
Oh yeah, right. I feel like every hip hop collective has those 2 or 3 rappers you really dig,
for
and
sure.
The other 7 you're just no, I'm good.
For sure. Dude, No Limit used to put out an album a week, and I would get $15 allowance as a kid, so I would use my allowance every week to buy a new No Limit album. It didn't even matter. I just was like, I'm just gonna buy that now.
They had so many people they was putting on
It's true.
But yeah, dude. So what did we play this week? Joel, why don't you go? No, I'll go second, actually, because I think you have a little more to say
because when I talk about what I played this week, there's going to be some gaming stuff in there and some tabletop stuff. So
yeah. What did I play this week? Overwatch, obviously, but we'll get into that later. I finished my placement matches and got placed at rank 34.
He finished his placement matches the week before it ended.
Yeah, because I had forgotten about him. Because I just play quick play because I'm just
why not?
8 out of the 10 matches of competitive I played, or 8 out of my 10 placement matches, nobody was fucking talking to me. And I'm like, guys, we need to do stuff. We need to get on the payload. We need to get blah, 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 blah. And people are tripping, bro.
Dude,
people are tripping.
Welcome to Overwatch, post 2 or 3 weeks. And now that there's so many people playing it, that, dedicated group that started playing it, who knew exactly, that communication was key, blah, blah, blah. They're just lost in the sea of over 15 million players now. Yep.
True Gosu in the chat said... El Sam, you a nub, rank 52, baby. Look.
Damn it, I only got 51.
A couple of those matches, too, we were so close to winning, and then somebody fucked up. They were standing right next to the point, or the payload, and they just, didn't walk 2 seconds forward to, hold. And I was almost there. I'm almost back. Just wait.
Right.
And now they fucked up.
Look, I don't want to get
we'll
into
PM
that
later.
yet because I got a lot of shit to say about Overwatch competitive mode.
Sure, and we'll talk about that later.
Yes,
I also
absolutely.
played some more EDH. I played some more EDH recently. I'm starting to come to find out that I'm not really a big fan of Magic anymore. And I think next week we're gonna do. I haven't talked to Joel about it yet, but I think next week I kind of want to do a tabletop episode and kind of go over my feelings
Yeah,
about it.
especially
I
with
don't
how
really
much
wanna
shit
get
we
into
have
it.
this week about Overwatch, period.
Right.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm not gonna get too much into that. I will get into, however, that I recently played HeroClix again for the first time in a couple of years. With some buddies. One of my buddies who came in from out of town. He lives in Atlanta, and he wanted to play HeroClix, so we was playing HeroClix. Man, that game is so fun.
Yeah.
I forgot how fun that game was.
It is fun.
I will play that. I love it. I love HeroClix. You buy your figures one time, you can play whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you could literally just spend money on a brick of HeroClix of Avengers and a brick of a DC set and just go have fun.
Just have
like,
fun,
don't even buy any more after that. Like, who cares, you know?
Right.
But Mac289 said, but hey, Joe looking sharp too. What up? Got to give the other guy some recognition.
I hear that.
I heard that.
I hear that.
Yeah, Joel's glasses make him look smarter. Anyway.
Like if I sit like this.
Yeah, it's all like glary, like.
Anyway.
Yeah, he looking alright, not sound level, but still pretty sharp. Get wrecked. No, but like, HeroClix is fun. I think we're gonna cover that more on a tabletop episode. But other than that, man, I'm going hard on Kingdom Hearts right now. On Chained X. Still playing Kingdom Hearts. Like, right now, everything is 0 cost, like AP to do missions. So I've just been going ham on them metal missions to like upgrade my stuff. So that's all I've been doing. But like, man, some of the missions to upgrade your Keyblades are super hard. Like,
really?
Super, super hard. Yeah, like I can't even. I've been trying for a week now to do some of these, and I just beat 2 of them yesterday. Somehow. I don't know how. Somehow I just made it.
Damn.
But yeah, dude. Super excited though to start playing more HeroClix because my buddy Drew's like, yeah, we should start playing HeroClix on our gaming night or whatever.
Right.
So I am down. To play some HeroClix, and Trisha wants to play too, so we're gonna play some. I told her she could be Galactus, so you might need to help me. Just like fuck shit up.
Okay.
But yeah, dude. Let's get on some news, and then, or no, let's say what you say your shit, and then like go into like the shit.
So my girlfriend and I brought them all.
Should we mention the white stuff first? Or?
We'll save that one for after this. It's fucking ridiculous. Cause
it is ridiculous.
It's just so whatever.
Whatever, I'm done.
Well, first off, there is a game that I was playing this week that doesn't pertain to a major story that we're talking about. I played Starbound again because Starbound finally actually came out. Starbound is the Terraria.
Came out.
Yeah, it's the Terraria in space. And years ago when it came out in early access, I bought it, and it was kind of garbage. Now, it's like really, really cool. It's like legit as hell. There's an actual legit story in there. It's not just Terraria anymore. There's like a ton of stuff for you to actually do. You go off to different like space stations, and you actually get missions. So like I had to beam down to a planet, and there was this weird like base, and like all communication was lost. And I start going down and down and down, and there's like these weird crazy aliens that have taken over, and then I gotta go fight a boss. So it was like, it's actually legitimately like a really tight game. It's fun. I can't believe I'm talking about Starbound again, because I feel like I talked about this 2 years ago when I first played it.
We did right.
Now it came out end of July, so.
Because we were going hard on Terraria, and we got super excited.
Yeah, because we were like, oh my god, this is Terraria in space. This is crazy. So I mean, it is still really tight. There's like it's like random planets, random generated planets, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty tight. But other than that, I played another game, but I won't talk about that yet. So anyway, last weekend, my girlfriend and I were at the mall. We walked by Games by James, and I'm like, let's go in there and look around. And I saw the Force of Will box set thingy here, and I was like, you know what? I really want that. And so it was a total impulse buy, and I'm a dumbass because this was like $50 and you found it for 30. Shit, right? But
Yeah.
it's essentially, what is it, a 225 card set, 95 different kinds of cards. It's Valkyria Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 though, so it comes with like a mini half deck, or slightly, yeah, it's about a half deck of each color. And I was like, I want to learn how to play this damn game. And so I've been sitting here trying to learn it. And I think I finally got it. I was talking to One Tough Nerd tonight because he knows how to play it, but he's never actually played it. So he and I were kind of trying to figure it out. There was some weird technical things that I just didn't really know, like in terms of like summoning sicknesses and like how you can block, when certain things can activate, blah, blah, blah. But dude, it's super tight. Like I cannot wait for you to get this set. I cannot wait to get like actual sets and like get into this. Now I know we're like 2 years late on the whole Force of Will train, but I don't care. It's really tight.
I think we always talked about like we were always like, oh dude, we gotta try this. Oh dude, we gotta try this. Oh dude, we gotta try this. Because I remember when you worked at Level Up, you were always looking at them and you're like, oh man, this was kind of cool.
I know, it's true. And it's like, shit, I wish I would have gotten into this a little sooner, because I know our whole Weiss group that we used to play with got into Force of Will pretty heavy. And it sucks, because like if I'd still worked there, if we all still hung out there, I think we would have gotten into it at the exact same time. Fortunately, I think we missed that bandwagon. I think it's starting to die out a little bit here. A little bit. Not as much, but a little bit.
Right. That's why that's the one part where like I can kind of take advantage of my friends, because like I know I can always play like random shit with you, and I know I can always play Magic and HeroClix with my buddy Drew and shit.
Right.
Like,
well, that's what's so cool about that's what's so cool about Force of Will is, I swear to God, it's like Weiss, Magic, and Hearthstone all rolled into one. It's like really, really tight. So I feel like a dumbass for not getting into it sooner, but whatever. Now that just means that certain boxes will be cheaper because it's old. Old as
for
shit.
Sure.
So yeah, that was my little thing to get into, was Force of Will.
Mm-hmm. I think 2 more pieces of news that I want to mention before the Weiss thing.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy card game is getting English release. So now we got to play that.
Oh, that's right. God, that's so cool.
Final Fantasy card game getting English release. I don't know if it's going to take off. At most, I bet a bunch of Final Fantasy fans are just going to buy a deck and never play with it.
It's going to be like Weiss, where some people just buy a set because it's their favorite anime. They don't even care about playing it.
Right. I know how to play the Final Fantasy card game. Mm-hmm. I watched a couple. Pro Jared did like a little video on YouTube.
Did he really?
Where he kind of a long time ago, when the game was like
a long time ago,
kind of a little more popular.
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Here we go. Okay. Anyway, speaking of some other shit, I also want. It's kind of a week old, but I just want to say it because we haven't been on. We weren't on last week, but I want to dedicate this episode to Manabu Daishima, game dev for Chrono Trigger, passed away, and that was so like disheartening. I was like, oh, right here in my bones.
Yeah, that sucks. God. That definitely sucks.
Yeah, oh my God. And as some of these guys who made these awesome JRPGs in the past are getting older, it's like, oh man, fuck. So anyways, Mac said in the chat, Galaxy Far Far Away, Star Wars. Let me tell you something, Mac. Because Mac is always giving me shit on our podcast about me playing Weiss Schwartz, because he's like, I don't understand card games like you guys or whatever, But he loves Star Trek and Star Wars. So this is right up his asshole. Okay? So Weiss Schwartz.
Wait, Weiss Schwartz, the anime card game. I want to point that out.
The anime card game is getting a set, Joel.
They're getting Star Wars episodes like 4 through 7. What?
a Star Wars set for White Schwartz.
And here's the thing.
Star Wars.
No, because a lot of people were like, well, maybe it's based off the manga, right? Which would make the only thing that would actually make any sense is if it was. But no,
Right, yeah.
the fucking
Bunch
promotional material on the fucking Weiss site, the Japanese one, shows the stupid regular Star Wars art, which I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Star Wars. 4 through 7. 1 through 3 can just go to fucking hell. I don't care. Whatever Star Wars
like
game
1.
has it. What? I'm liking 1 more now that I'm a lot older, but what the fuck? What the fuck? I sat there. I only came to the conclusion today that I think this is stupid. Because I was like, because even like One Tough Nerd posted it, you posted it, we're like, Justin McBride posted, he's like, I don't know what to think. I don't know if I should stop playing Weiss completely or play more of it. Right? And I went to comment and I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Actually, I don't know how I feel about this. And then today
So
I was looking
Matt
at...
goes,
What?
and Matt goes, wait, what? And then One Tough Nerd goes, so what? You guys are like Jedi or some shit? Gay.
I don't know. I thought it was a joke. Everybody thought it was a fucking
I
joke.
thought it was a troll.
I totally thought it was
Because
a troll.
me and Joel, and even Brian, I think, are part of the White Schwartz forum community, which is this huge Facebook
Trolling
group made
group.
of Weiss players from all over.
Yep.
But there's always like, there's trolls, and they don't troll other people. They just troll the whole group by posting
Right.
a picture of a set like,
Right,
oh,
right,
Dragon Ball
right.
Z, Weiss. Okay, whatever. And we saw Joel sent me he told me about it, and I went to the forum community to go find a picture because I knew somebody must have posted something. And there it was, the poster of episode 7, and it said Weiss Schwartz. And I'm like, so basically you're saying that I can play level 3 Kylo Ren and win game right now, is what you're saying.
This is why it doesn't make sense. I can count on one hand the number of women in Star Wars episodes 4 through 7. 2. There's 2 female main characters. What other Weiss set in the fucking world has more male characters than female characters for level 3s? I just don't.
For level 3s? I don't know.
None. Not a single one of them. Not a single one.
Yeah, so just for, our listeners, let me just say it one more time. Weiss Schwartz, Star Wars. They're like this. They're doing this thing.
I don't know what to do.
So basically, me and Joel are going halvesies on a carton.
No, I'm
And,
not. I'm not going to buy this fucking set. I'm not going to
Dude.
buy this set. I'm not.
Okay, it's coming out. Obviously, it's coming out for English, right? Obviously. So I am buying 15 cases of that bitch, and make Rey waifu deck.
Fine,
Because Daisy
do it.
Ridley is where it's at.
Just do it. I just don't. I don't know what to say.
Max says, "Ayo, what about some Star Trek love, though?" You know what, dude? I want to play the Battleships game, the tabletop game with the little ships.
Right.
I heard it's really fun.
Right.
But that might be a whole nother monster that we have to tackle after we buy 15 cases of Star Wars Weiss Schwartz.
No.
That
So-
me and Joel are gonna go halvesies on.
So, you know what? Okay. I'll wait until I see what the cards actually look like, right? Because if they're legit like screen caps from the movie on the cards, that's not cool. However, the interest,
It's probably what it's gonna be.
but that doesn't make it. That doesn't fit with Weiss. It just none of that makes any sense to me. They do those special cards sometimes for like Milky Holmes, where they have the voice actresses on the cards. But what this does do, in my opinion, is it possibly opens the door to some other English sets, right? Like,
Yeah.
Western IPs. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the notes, I was like, a lot of people were like, well, can we get, like, a League of Legends set now? And I'm, like, thinking, actually, that'd be crazy. I don't think there's way too many heroes, but, like, that'd be kind of cool, right? Or, like, a Dota set, or, like, Avatar, or, whatever the other one is. Like, Naruto, right? Could Naruto be one?
Naruto's already Japanese.
What's the other, like, English anime that
That's how
everyone thinks
shitty
is.
Naruto is to you. It's like you thought it was some American like.
I did. Sorry, it's like a shonen one with like 9 billion episodes. I don't care. But but like
Avatar, dude.
so I was thinking about it, and
Yeah.
I think I actually mentioned this to One Tough Nerd as well. I was going on this like string of what could potentially happen, and I was like, oh my god, what if they made an Overwatch set? And think about it.
Right.
If each hero had 5 cards in the set, it would be like 120, 130 card set. Totally fucking doable. Totally doable.
Right.
Dude, an Overwatch Weiss set would literally be the thing that
Right.
I died for.
But that's like Blizzard, though.
So what? So this is fucking who owns it? Now Disney, right?
Oh,
Star
that's
Wars,
true.
dude.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars. Disney fucking owns Star Wars now. Like, come on.
That's what I was saying. Like when we were talking about it, I was like, "And Disney's okay with this?" Like, like, so
Dude,
weird.
I don't know.
But yes,
I got no words,
that-
you know.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. So let's move on to the main topic, which is some game stuff.
Which one do you want to do
Man's
first?
Sky and-
Okay, is that the one you want to do
Overwatch. Let's
first?
do No Man's. Let's do No Man's Sky first. Right after I do a brief review of the movie Sausage Party. If you're not
Did
high
you
as
see
fuck
it?
when you go see it?
You went and saw
It
it?
was really
Man,
hilarious.
dude, looks
Yeah.
awesome.
With Mario and Studio on Tuesday and a bunch of our friends.
Yeah.
It's really hilarious. But if you pay attention, there's a very, very serious like message under it, under all of the butt, sex, and dick humor. A very serious, very cool message. Because Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, they're very smart in how they
Right.
throw these weird undertones
It's true.
in their movies. But I really thought it was hilarious. It's just straight up like, if you thought This Is the End was funny, then I think This Is the End is funnier. But if you thought that movie was funny, you'll like this movie. It's got Craig Robinson, Danny McBride, Paul Rudd,
Right.
Nick Kroll, David Krumholtz. Yeah, Jonah
Dude,
Hill.
it
you
sucks.
got
It sucks all the controversy that's going on around that movie right now with the animators.
With the animators, yeah.
Boy, that
I
sucks.
read that article the night before I was supposed to go see it, and Mario had already bought the tickets. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have given it my money.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that.
It didn't sound like it was. It doesn't sound like it's the movie's fault. It sounds like it's whoever they contracted
It was
to
the
do
directors.
the work. Oh, it was.
It was the directors, from what I read.
Okay.
Because I don't even think Seth Rogen and the Evan Goldberg, the people who created the story, I think by the time they became aware of it, it was already too late for them to do anything.
Right.
Because of Seth Rogen, I feel like Seth Rogen is the kind of person where if he knew that was going on, he wouldn't have let that happen.
For sure.
Basically,
Basically,
I heard
go
it
ahead.
was the
Yeah.
director.
Well, basically, the story is that the animators working on this film were forced to do overtime with no extra pay. They were forced to work with no
And
pay.
weekends.
They were forced to just work like a sweatshop basically. And if any of them walked, they actually got cut out of the credits, which is really shit. Because like these people worked on the movie for like a year, and they're just not in the credits.
Yeah.
Their work is still there on screen. They're just not in the credits, and it's like the kind of a big deal.
And then halfway through, after there was 80 some animators, after 40 of them had already walked, the 40 remaining animators, or the 40 some remaining, had like a petition happen. They sent it to the production company, and the production company came in and went in the animation studio and went up to the directors and said, "Wow, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, this is not how this shit works. And if you don't change this right now, we'll pull funding and cancel the movie."
Right.
And those remaining animators got paid for their overtime and got whatever. But then what about all the frames and key animations that the 40 animators that quit? What about their stuff, and what about their pay and their shit? Like, it kind of sucks. Like, I don't know if there's going to be retro pay on that or what. But the movie did blow up. With the small budget it had, it did have a lot of great reviews.
Right. And it looks great too. Like I can't lie, the movie looks hilarious.
And it was. I feel like this is the end and that kind of shit. Like, that's basically what it is, except with a premise that's just so ridiculous that you're just like, okay. But,
Right.
anyways, yeah, let's get into No Man's Sky, shall we? Now, you got to play it, and last week we didn't have a show due to some scheduling conflicts, and I had explosive, painful blade-like diarrhea. Joel put out a video instead on YouTube, doing first impressions, all improv
Yeah.
on the wing,
Yeah.
video gameplay of him playing No Man's Sky, which we've been hyping on this show for the past couple weeks. And I will hand it over to Joel. Go ahead.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, No Man's Sky has been hyped for years. Crazy amount of hype for years because it was shown off as a procedurally generated universe where every atom is procedurally generated. So there's 18 quintillion planets to explore, right? And every one of them is different. There's no two that are the same. And so the way that they, and there's a lot of really weird things that are happening with some of the quotes that were given prior to release. But what the image they painted for this game is different than what they actually released. The image that they painted was that it was this giant multiplayer universe, right? But you were unlikely to ever run into another player. They talked about PvP,
Right.
but you were unlikely to ever run into another player. Turns out you're unlikely to run into another player because it's fucking single player. There's no online component to it. That was one of the first weird, shitty red flags that happened. And I didn't even know that when I made the video that I made. At that point, no one knew that it wasn't an online game. Yeah, and that's the start of it.
I was under the impression that when we were talking about it on our show, that it was this huge universe, that it was just so huge that running into another player was kind of like,
Right.
like not at all like Ark, where you can run into other players like walking down the road.
Right. Well, here's how they
man.
said it too. They said, when you discover something, you name it, and everyone else can see that name. That's your mark you put on the world.
Okay.
What other people? Who else is going to see this? It's odd. So then you start getting a little bit deeper. You get past the first hour, or 6 hours, or something like that. And you start going, wow, these plants all look the same. Wow, these animals all look the same. Wow. What do you do? Shit, it sucks because I've put in like I think 16 hours in that game so far. I played it today, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah.
Like
Like
in that
it's not like I'm not playing it. However, it runs like absolute shit for a lot lot of people. Day 9
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, I did because you could see it in the
video,
video.
too.
Day 9, popular streamer, just got a brand new monster beast of a computer. He had really, really, really hard time running it. Total Biscuit,
Really?
$7,000 computer, having a really hard time running it. One Tough Nerd, worse computer than mine. A couple components worse, a couple components better. I'd say on par with mine. He can run it full maxed out graphics, 60 frames per second, no stutters.
Weird.
And and nobody can really figure out what's going on here. There's just nobody really knows.
Okay, if that's the case, it's okay. And someone said this to me earlier too when that game came out and all my other friends on my Facebook feed were playing it.
Right.
They were saying too, like there were some people having a conversation. They're like, I feel like a big thing was when Sony paid them a shit ton of money to optimize it for the PS4.
Yep.
They kind of fell lax on optimizing it in general.
Absolutely.
For,
Yep. That's you're
PC
absolutely right.
and whatever.
You're not wrong on that one.
And it sucks too because isn't it just like 18 guys in that company
Yeah.
that made the game?
Yeah, and this is kind of the point that I'm getting at, or that I was eventually going to get to. So the way that this game works is everything's broken down into a couple elements, right? So plutonium, titanium, carbon, platinum, a couple things. You run around a planet. You get out of your ship, you're immediately starting to lose your shield on your thing because a lot of times the planets are toxic, blah, blah, blah. So what do you have to do? You have to feed carbon into your suit to get your shield back, okay? You use your mining gun to mine carbon, which then runs out of power, so you feed carbon into your mining gun. Your ship needs... I can't remember what your ship needs. Your ship needs something to go. Everything that you do needs to be fed with these different elements. So you mine elements to fuel your mining stuff. Okay. What is there to do? What do you do? There's not a whole lot. There's really not a whole lot in this game. And I was watching a podcast earlier today, and one of my favorite YouTubers, Wow Krendor, he put it absolutely best. He said, this is my 2-second review of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky would have been a really good $20 early access indie game. And he is absolutely dead fucking on. And I think the only reason this game is $60, because there's no way it should be that much, is because of Sony. I'm pretty sure. And that is why I kind of hate Sony for hyping this game as much as they did, for buying the rights to it and all that stuff. Because, man, this does not feel like a $60 game. This feels like a $20 game that's not done yet. It's just that simple. Because they're talking about things that they want to add, such as base construction, which, how in the fuck is there not any kind of construction in this game? So I'm sure it'll be great in a year, but that doesn't stop it from feeling kind of shitty right now to spend $60 on a game that has infinite worlds where there's really not a whole lot to do. It's just mind-boggling that I can say in a game like this, there's not a lot to do.
You know, and I think something that's really kind of crappy too is there's this stigma, there's this thing kind of going around where, oh, well, every game that you buy is like, you know, it's either a sports game or a game where you play something where you run and gun and shoot and do this and whatever and do that. And they were like, people were excited that this kind of game was coming out where it was supposed to kind of balance out, you know, that be a different kind of game, you know, where you're kind of on your own, you're surviving. There's not a lot of, it's just meant to be to explore.
Right.
But there's a problem when you delve too much into that and it becomes like just boring.
Right. Well, and
I think
if the exploration, if there was more to do than, because like it's not like these elements are like different per planet either. There's only a handful of elements, and your suit, you start the game with like 6 inventory slots, right? Oh, this is another unbelievably stupid thing too. Like this is another thing. It's a survival game without the survival elements. You can die, but it doesn't matter. It's so hard to die too, because guess what? There's nothing that really attacks you on a planet. So I've had a couple animals come up and attack me, and I just shoot them once and they're dead. It's not crazy. You die most by jumping up and falling because you're just trying to get to the next fucking element. So the thing is, you have 6 inventory slots on your suit. You have like 6 on your ship.
Yeah.
When you mine an element, you can only get 250 per stack on your body. Once you transfer it into your ship, it can hold up to 500 a stack. So you get 2 stacks, put them both in your ship, takes up 1 inventory spot. That's fine. Okay. So let's say I want to upgrade my ship to have faster thrusters, right? I want to go faster. That takes up an inventory slot. Every upgrade you put into something takes up, not only, it doesn't just say, okay, thrusters plus 2 now. You have your thrusters, and then your thrusters plus 1. 2 slots. So, that happens with your suit. Your suit has upgrades. Your weapon has upgrades. Every single upgrade takes up its own fucking spot, which is your inventory. Now, if you follow the story, because I use this because if you follow your Atlas right away, Atlas is the first thing you see, you can choose to not follow it, and then it's just you do whatever you want. You can choose to follow it,
Yeah.
and it gives you a path throughout the universe to follow as somewhat of a story. If you follow that a couple times, you get what's called an Atlas Pass. Now, once you get your Atlas Pass, every space station you go into, which is every galaxy that you go to, or every system that you go to, there's a door you can open with your Atlas Pass that has every single time a suit upgrade. So it adds one more slot to your suit. Like, that's great. Now, at this point in the game, 15 hours in, I have like 100 slots in my suit, which is awesome. It's like, but where was this shit earlier? Like, where was this shit when I needed it? You know, when I was gathering, when I was
Right.
learning what elements you need stacks of, which ones you just don't need at all. Like, which ones, like, it's like, it just felt so fucking ass backwards. But the inventory system is like one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, you remember playing Terraria, right?
Yeah.
And we used to get frustrated by getting full bags. That's fucking nothing compared to this. This is the worst inventory management system of all time. I've never seen something so bad in inventory management.
Right.
And I could talk for
That's
days about this game. I'm not the only one that feels this way. And the creators came out today, or a couple days ago, and they said they're putting out a patch to help fix everything. However, I don't know why people are freaking out. Only 1% of players have run into problems, and I call absolute bullshit on that. I know one person that hasn't had problems, and that's one tough nerd. Everyone else I've watched play this game has had problems. So
right.
their little 1% has had problems is completely bullshit. I don't know. That's all I want to say about No Man's Sky. I still, you know what? I jump in there, and it's like 3 hours later, I'm still playing it, so it's just weird. It's such a weird thing. I went into it with no expectations, and I'm really glad I didn't go into it with any expectations, because I'm a little disappointed as it is. I couldn't imagine being amazingly hyped for it. And I'm actually interested to know what One Tough Nerd thinks about this game, because he went into it with really high expectations, and he seems to be enjoying himself. So, it's just, I think it just varies per person, to be completely honest.
Well, it seems like he's not really having the same problems as you are, though.
Right.
So I mean, and just to clarify too, is like I know it seems like every time we get hype about something, and then we actually play it, and then it's we're disappointed or whatever. Like in this particular case, and even in other cases we've talked about, this is not just Joel being like the hipster d-bag that he is sometimes.
No.
This or even me, like because I know I can even be like, yeah, whatever, that game sucks. Nah, like it's not cool. Like the game was ill prepared, obviously,
Right.
and you know what? It's hard too. It's hard to be upset when you know there was just 18 dudes.
No, I think it was like, I think it was less than that. I think it was like 12 or 13 or something. Either way, definitely not a big studio fucking game, you know?
On this massive game. So it's like, it's hard to be mad at them, and it's not that you're mad at them. It's just like,
I'm a little mad at them.
Obviously somebody, right.
Because I'm mad at them because they could have made their systems a little bit better. That's all. And they could have watched what they said prior to release for the past 2 years. That's what I'm mad about. Because I swear to God, the main dude being super evasive, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew, because that's another thing. He said people got their copies early, and he's like, oh, just nobody spoil anything. We don't want anyone to spoil anything. It's like, spoil what? That you get to the center of the galaxy at some point? That's the story? What don't you want people to spoil?
Yeah.
You don't want people to spoil the fact that the game ain't anywhere fucking near what you said it was going to be. That's what you don't want people to spoil. But, whatever. I digress. And One Tough Nerd, it looks like he came into this conversation a little late. I did mention that my exosuit is has a ton of slots, because if you do the Atlas Pass, you get there. So, I did mention that. But, go ahead.
Okay. Well, man, let's just have you keep playing it and see what happens.
It's true.
I am not gonna buy it.
No. I wouldn't recommend buying this until it's down to like the $20 to $30 range. There is no way. Buy a used copy of it. Do not spend $60 on No Man's Sky, especially on PC. Sure. Do not do that. Buy it on console if you need to, because it'll actually run well on console.
Right.
Yep.
So I say we hit that later on, and see how
Absolutely.
you feel about it down the line.
Yep.
Obviously, we shouldn't have to do that, but like in
That's
this
how it is
case, in this rare
nowadays.
case where it was 12 to 15 people just working on this massive game, I think
Right.
you should give it another shot
Oh,
later. But
absolutely. And we earlier in the show we talked about Starbound. Look at how much that changed in 2 years.
that's
And here's
true.
the thing:
I
I
mean, I think
already
they got
own No Man's Sky now. So what do I have to lose to play it in a year? Nothing.
right, right,
So, right.
and I think excuse me. I think with Starbound, what happened with them is they got a little overzealous, and they kind of jumped the gun and released
Yeah.
an early access version way too early.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were kind of like, whatever. But
Right.
apparently now it's really fun. So,
It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
So, anyways, let's get into some Overbitch.
Holy shit!
Talk about some
So
Overbitches.
I didn't even shave this week because or in the last couple days because there has been literally a nonstop stream of fucking Overwatch news. I started writing these notes last week. I had to take out a bunch of things because new things came out and some stuff just wasn't even worth talking about anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, do you want to talk about the Bastion short?
Yeah, I love the Bastion short. I love all these animated shorts. Okay, the thing about Blizzard games is if you know me, I'm not really big on Blizzard games. I love what they're doing and I love how they're doing it. But I'm not. I've never. I didn't really play WoW that much. I didn't really play Hearthstone that much. I played Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 a lot when I was younger. But even then, I wasn't big on Warcraft 3. I was big on Diablo.
Right.
And then when Diablo 3 came out, it was just kind of like, it was kind of whatever game.
Yeah. It's
if
awesome
they ever
now,
do
by the way.
a Diablo 4. Oh, Diablo 3?
Diablo 3 is so much fun now. They fixed everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely worth playing.
I mean, I might even just give that a play just to play by myself.
Yeah, why
You know,
not,
I love the Diablo series, and Diablo 2 is one of my favorite games. But anyway, Overwatch is my Blizzard game. The first time I saw that trailer, that cinematic trailer where the kids are in the museum, I can still watch it today and almost cry because, like, that kid, like,
Yeah.
at the end, like, he almost got shot.
It's true.
And, like, he put on the Doomfist and hit Widowmaker because there was some sense of justice in this young kid, and he took the gun and shot it. He pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? Like,
And you know what?
Like,
The world could always use more heroes. Dude, this shit.
like,
I've
bro,
watched
like,
all the shorts. I think probably 3 or 4 times this week, and not a single session of watching those did I not get slightly emotional, a little bit choked up at the end of most of them. Right? Like Alive is my least favorite one with Widowmaker and Tracer.
yeah,
But shit like Dragons, Hero, oh,
yeah.
dude, oh my god.
I think my favorite one is the new one that came out today. And Joel has always told me that the story about Bastion is that he's the last one. There's no more of him. Like, they used him during the war and whatever, and he's the remaining one that still works. And that's why, like, if you bought the like special edition of Overwatch, you get the overgrown skin where like the grass and everything is on him. That's basically the animated short. The last Bastion that came out today was basically him waking up. And
so he's like,
I just don't want to say much. I think you should just watch it. But
the One Tough Nerd said it in chat perfect. A robot with PTSD made me cry today. My girlfriend and I watched it this morning live when it premiered, and my eyes got wet. I don't know what happened. Maybe there's a lot of moisture in the air, but And you know what? Not a single word is spoken in the entire thing. Not one word.
It's almost kind of like Wall-E.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, well, Wall-E has dialogue in it, obviously, because of the guy, the fat guys and
but
stuff.
Like just the Wall-E scenes himself, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's no words in it.
Right.
There's nothing spoken.
And so Bastion is special because he's the last Bastion, and also because the Bastion units were just murder bots. That's during the Omnic War, they were created for one specific purpose, and that was to kill everything in sight. So That's why Bastion is so special, because he wakes up years and years and years after the Omnic War as the last Bastion, and something is wrong in his head. I think probably from sitting there for so long, but he starts to appreciate nature, and that's why Bastion was always shown with the bird in game Ganymede, because he was like a good Bastion unit, which was weird.
Right.
And so now this short, The Last Bastion, everyone needs to watch it. Even if you don't know anything about Overwatch, you have to watch it. We'll go through that
short
event
by itself tells a story.
Yep,
that's just a great story.
It absolutely does.
If you don't watch, or if you don't play Overwatch, or if you don't even know much about it, it's just a cool story.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one like Recall
mm-hmm.
and Alive, those are more backstory driven.
Yep.
The Last Bastion is not. Like, you could show that to just like some homie who doesn't even know anything about Overwatch, and they could just be like, "Whoa,
for sure,
that's cool."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I teared up a little bit, and I laughed, I giggled a lot.
It's true.
And
oh man, the part that got me was the inchworm.
Yeah.
And then like the inchworm goes off screen. Bastion's just this big one eye is watching it, and it goes off the screen. And his bird Ganymede comes up and just goes off the frame. And Bastion goes, because the bird fucking ate it, right? It's so funny.
Right, yeah.
That's so funny. It's like, it's such an emotional,
one of my
4
favorite
minutes.
Parts. One of my favorite parts was the nest that the bird is building on his right shoulder. And before he walks out of the forest, they're kind of messing around, hanging out. Mm-hmm. And he finds another little twig, and he's like, "Oh, here you go. Found one." Yeah. And the bird's just like, "Got you." It's so like the bond. I've never like, you gotta understand something, okay? Like, there's like levels of predatorism in animals. Mm-hmm. And bugs are kind of really down there. Sure. And then parasites are below that. And then a little bit higher up the ladder, there's a bird. Okay, right. They're very small. They don't live as long as other animals.
Yeah.
They're very tiny. They're very fragile. And if a wing is broken, a wing is broken. They're very fragile. And then you have this war machine, who's probably close to like 50 tons or something like that. He's really heavy, obviously. And they're friends.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of Freak the Mighty, if you've ever heard that story or read that story. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. It was really good. So go watch it.
And so I guess a natural progression from this, in conjunction with this takes place in the Black Forest, in Germany. So there's a new map being added to Overwatch early September. So maybe like 2 weeks from now, actually. That takes place in Germany. It's called Eichenwald. Eichenwald. I can't actually say it, but I heard somebody. It's just like Eichenwald. It is German. It's a German castle city. It looks fucking incredible. So Overwatch did this really smart thing where they were like, let's do kind of cartoony graphics. So everything just looks absolutely breathtakingly amazing, because they can have a lot of like solid colors in there, like gradients, but you don't have to have like hyper detailed, realistic looking shit, right? So they can focus a lot of their attention on making the world look as beautiful as possible without having to be realistic and gritty and all that bullshit. This city, now before I knew the story behind it, I was watching the announcement trailer for it, and I was like, wow, this city looks like really bright, but you can tell there's like this air of something bad happened here at some point. Like something really bad happened here. Because I don't know how in the fuck they did it in the first like 15 seconds of the trailer, but they somehow conveyed that something crazy bad happened there, right? There was this weird air to it. And sure as shit, Eichenwald, this city, is where the Crusaders, so Reinhardt's troops, like, he was there. There was these German soldiers called the Crusaders, and during one of the last battles of the Omnic War, right, they made their last stand so that the city could get out, right? And of course, the commander, I can't think of his name. It's like Barnes something, Barvas, whatever. He made his last stand. He died. on the throne. He sacrificed himself, basically. And
Yeah.
so all throughout the city, there's dead crusaders, right? So there's these giant Reinhardt armors just slumped over. There's tons of dead Bastion units everywhere. So I heard that story and I'm like, how did they do this? How did they make me know this before I even knew this? God, they are so perfect. Blizzard is the best game developing company ever. They have the best artists of all time.
They
so
are.
yeah,
And I'm saying that from like I'm an outside guy. Okay, the
right.
first Blizzard game I ever took seriously was Diablo 2, and I haven't taken one seriously since. And now I take Overwatch seriously, and
they nailed it with Overwatch.
they'll look sick because it's a assault and escort hybrid, right?
But the other way around. It's escort.
Oh, you have to escort and bring it
to it's escort
you're
to an
escorting
assault.
You're escorting a
battering ram.
A battering ram, right? Yeah. Okay. That's gonna be.
So like the whole purpose of this map is that as the attacker, you're going in to grab the armor. You're trying to reclaim that armor, which, by the way, was announced today as a fucking Reinhardt legendary skin. That's so tight. Yeah, that's Reinhardt's new legendary skin, is this fucking armor. So, oh my god, I just can't wait for this. I love this game so much. But so you escort. So usually it's on these hybrid maps, you assault the point and then it unlocks an escort to the end. This one, you escort the battering ram to the door to the castle. You bust it open, then you have to take the throne room. This map is interesting because it's there's a lot of vertical stuff to it. Right? The castle itself is vertical. There's like more verticality than horizontal bullshit in this one. It's like this is like a game changer, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's opens up to other kinds of types of maps, which I'm excited about.
Dude, that means like Hanzo and Genji and Widowmaker are going to be fucking key here. Pharah? Oh my god.
Okay, can we get something? Let's just get something out of the way. I know Hanzo's last name is something different, but let's just talk about this for a second. Okay. Do you
Shimada?
think... Yeah, Hanzo Shimada. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Hanzo and Genji are related to Hattori Hanzo?
Well, Hanzo is based on Hattori Hanzo.
No, they're related. Let me tell you why. No, because
Genji is based
sword
on
can cut through anything, and Kill Bill happened. I know. I watched it. Shut up. Illuminati confirmed.
Do your research, bro. They're both based on real life Japanese folk heroes.
Read a book. You're a Facebook.
You know what? I read a book this week. I read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Oh my god.
I heard it was fan fiction-y.
I don't know. It was, well, I mean, it's hard to not see it like that because it's a play and it's written as a play. It's not a book. So it's not as complete as a book. But man, it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. I got a little emotional at one part, right towards the end. I was like, oh my god. But it was really hard to get into for some of it because I've never read a stage play before, like in terms of like stage play, because like there's stage play directions and shit in there. You don't get any like inner monologue with characters, obviously, because it's a play. How are you going to do that? But like
I used to be in theater, so I read a shit ton of those.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
So like for example,
and it'll say things like exit stage left.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Enter stage right.
So it's just like really, I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't see it, but it's just there's not like a whole ton of content there because it's just lines. Anyway, more Overwatch stuff coming up here. I want to say my favorite thing about the new patch notes, and I don't know if you saw this or not, but you've been in games before where you just get fucking steamrolled by the other team, right? And the other team, there's always asshole that says, GG, easy, right?
Yeah, that easy bullshit. Like, I hate it when people say that.
Now, I've gone in there.
I'll say GG.
Right.
But...
I've gone in there and tested this now. In the new patch, it's on the PTR right now. If you type in GG easy, it automatically changes it to say something else.
Really?
For example, good game, guys. or or this happened to me too. I typed in GG easy in training and it changed it to say, "Don't tell my mom I'm up past my bedtime."
What?
Yeah. So there's a filter now. So if anyone ever types GG easy, it changes it to be something completely not that at all. I don't know if you can open that link. Let's see if I can.
The playoverwatch.com one?
No, it's the last one. Actually, I don't know if you have the link. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see it. No, I have it.
It's the very last one. So right here on the in the training on the screenshot, so this guy's Captain Jeppy is just typing GG easy, but it's changing it to, "It was an honor to play with you, thank you," or "Mommy says people my age shouldn't suck their thumbs," or "Come on, Mom, one more game before you tuck me in. Oopsie, mistel," or "It's past my bedtime, please don't tell my mommy." So if you're gonna be a little dickhead about it, guess what? Blizzard's just gonna change what you said into one of these funny, hilarious things, and everyone's gonna laugh at you because you're being a dick.
Dude, look. Like, I'm not trying to be like one of those like baby wah wah players, but you're seriously kind of a dickhead. Like,
right?
It's like, of course it was easy because you're obviously better at the game than we are,
Right.
and that's obvious with any game you are playing with another team or playing against somebody. There's always going to be someone better than you. There's always going to be people crappier than you on your team or something like that. Okay, obviously,
Right.
you don't have to like rub salt and be an asshole. Like, if you go in there and be like GG, it's different. Or
It's so true.
or GG Snee. Like, when you type that easy bullshit, it's like,
It
wow,
just makes
okay,
you look like an
you're-
asshole. I know.
Right, like you sound like a jerk, and I
true.
commend Blizzard for doing
Me too.
this because
Me too.
they're trying to get rid of that atmosphere of dickholeness,
Right.
you know, like,
And they're doing it in the best way possible. They're not just censoring it. They're literally making you sound like a kid. What other company does shit like this? I don't know of any that would do this. But this is incredible. This is
I have
like
no
one of
idea.
the funniest things I've ever seen. Was this
no
exact
idea.
change?
I thought that was hilarious. That's fucking funny.
Yep. So I guess real quick, I'll run through. Well, how was your experience with competitive play this season?
Horrible. It's very bad.
I'm sorry.
Because no one was talking to me.
Yeah.
You know, the
Right.
two out of my 10 placement matches that I won, it was because I was communicating with 2 or 3 other team members.
Right.
There other 8 matches were everybody thinking they were some kind of god and they could just run in and do whatever the hell they wanted.
It's called
And to
the
those
the
players-
trickle effect.
Right. And to those players, screw you. Like, you screwed me out of a rank 40 or something like that. I got rank 34. Am I salty? Not really. I like quick play better anyway. But you know, I'm not really into Overwatch for competitiveness like I am with Street Fighter or you know, card games I play. But
Yep.
and maybe if down the road, if I want to be, you need to talk to me and not be an asshole. Like, you can't just Reinhardt go in there and start swinging, or you can't just Tracer and go in there and start shooting and dipping and zipping. You got to talk to me. If you're gonna go in there and dip and zip, or go in there with your shield, wait till I get there so I can back you the fuck up.
Yep.
Like,
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true. I got lucky with my placement matches. The first day, right off the bat, I think I was in that group of people that were really good and still doing their placement matches. But I think I went either 8-2 or 9-1. Because I got placed 51. I got after my placement matches I got 50. And then I went up to 51. And then I just didn't play for a while again. Right? I like ignored competitive for a while. Because I started losing. And man, when you lose, oh man, that feels bad. I didn't know how it worked. I thought that whatever rank you ended at, that's how many points you got. So I was like, well, I just don't want to play anymore because I don't want to lose any more ranks. It's actually, points are based on your highest rank. So I wish I would have known that. But I played a little bit more, and I kept dropping down and down and down. I got stuck in this like ELO hell and this is like a real thing. I actually watched an interview with a really good Overwatch player who was stuck in the same situation I was, where like upper to mid 40s is just this cesspool of shit, right? Shit players who don't communicate, don't know not to run in by yourself, don't understand when you say group up, all that stuff. I guess like 51, 52 and above is that sweet spot of people that know how to fucking play, and it's not like shitty to play
Yeah.
with. And so like anything under like the 40s, 30s is just hell. And there's like this dude is like super good, like a really good Genji, and he couldn't like it's not you can't carry a team, like you can't carry by yourself, right? I mean, you can kind of do some work, but what are you going to do against 6 other people, you know? If your team sucks, you're just not going to be able to do anything. So
Yeah.
I unfortunately got stuck in that trap, and I know I complained to you the other day. I got a little mad. I lost 5 games in a row. And every game I started, I was very nice, and I said, "Hey guys, let's make sure we don't run in one at a time. Let's make sure we group up. Let's coordinate our ults. Let's have like a good time. Let's win this, you know." And nobody responded to me, and they all ran off by themselves. And I would continuously spam group up, right? Group up, group up, group up. Nobody would group up. Fucking 5 games in a row. I went from like 48 down to 42. It was just like, ugh. And then I decided I would yell at you for a while about it because I got so fucking mad. I was like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm never gonna play this stupid competitive bullshit again.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, bro, I'm serial. Me too. Like, I'm done with this shit.
I was calling people.
Oh my God.
I was calling people mouth breathers, breathers left and right. Neckbeards don't know how to fucking breathe through their mouth, or their nose. You know, blah blah. I was so. I don't think I've ever been so mad at a video game ever.
Right.
But then I went in the next day because it's like Dark Souls. You get kicked in the balls repeatedly until it hurts so bad you just don't want to get kicked in the balls anymore. Say I'm never playing this game again. You go to sleep, you wake up, you have breakfast, you go, you know what? My balls feel okay today. I'll play some Dark Souls. And that's kind of what happened. I jumped back into competitive. I decided I'm just not going to take it seriously anymore. And then I won like 4 games, and it was great. And then I ranked up a little bit more, so I got some more points. However, next season it's going to be completely different. It's no longer rank 1 through whatever it is now. Like the highest player was like 70 something, I think, or 80. I don't know. But from next season, it's ranks 1 through, I think it's 5,000. I think.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely different.
Oh, it's so it goes bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster, 1 through 5,000. So upon winning, you gain points, obviously, and then once you hit like silver, 1,500 points, you will never drop below silver, like no matter what happens.
Okay.
And so it feels less bad losing when you're not losing like one whole level, right? I don't know. They just think that this will be better. And I happen to agree, having tiers like this is a lot better. Yeah. I'm excited for when this rolls out because it's going to feel a little bit better. I'm not going to be as salty when I lose a game because you know that you're never going to drop below where you're at in terms of like your bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. I think Grandmaster, you will fall out if you go below, which is fine. Yeah, it says players with a skill rating above 3,000, so diamond or higher, will lose 50 rating points every 24 hours. So, like, they're talking about skill decay. If you just get up to Grandmaster and then just don't play for, like, a month, you're going to end up dropping all the way down to, like, I think platinum level or something like that. So, it means that those who have the high ranks aren't just sitting on them and squatting. Right, you have to actively be playing to get up there. So it's like an old Warcraft PvP system, where you had to like really seriously work every week for your PvP achievements. Blah blah. That's great. But so other than that, I guess I'm trying to run through this really quickly because we're like way over, and we're not way over, but we're over on time.
Right. I wasn't. We were just sitting here talking. Like I just wasn't even paying attention.
I know. So buffs and nerfs happened. Some of them needed, some of them not. May's ultimate, her radius is larger now, and the actual little robot she throws can go through barriers. So instead of you throwing it at a Reinhardt and it bouncing off the shield and then starting, it'll go through the shield and start behind him, right? May's ultimate needed a boost big time because it was the easiest thing to get out of. If you ever got frozen during May's ult, you deserve to die, right? Because it's like you hear it, it starts, you have plenty of time to get out of the way. Now it's a little bit harder. The radius is way bigger. Yeah.
She says that thing in Chinese.
Right. No, I'm doing this. Yeah. I'm like doing this from memory because I forgot. But so it was. Diva's defense matrix requires a 1 second cooldown before it can start charging up again, which was needed. Her defense matrix was insane. If you had 2 divas, you could pretty much have that up the entire game. So that would. The defense matrix is a beam that shoots out, and if any projectiles hit it, it just absorbs it basically, or it shoots it down, whatever. You could 2 divas could protect a team indefinitely. Hanzo got a crazy buff. Hanzo's arrow projectile speed is now 30% fucking faster. So that means that when you shoot, you don't have to lead so far ahead anymore because the arrow actually travels faster. So headshots, definitely. Real? Oh yeah, dude. It's like so much easier now to aim with Hanzo. He also got a speed boost when he's got his bow, cocked back. So if you got your bow drawn, you don't go so damn slow anymore. You're actually you're like 30% faster, which is good. McCree, his Deadeye, if you cancel Deadeye now, you no longer have 50% charge still. It just depletes to 0. So you can't like use it and then cancel it and then get it again.
Right.
Mercy got a huge buff in healing single target, 20% healing boost. Her Resurrect got a thing where you can act quicker now after you've been rezzed. Genji got nerfed hard. Really, 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 really hard. His ultimate...
Dude, Genji was really powerful, though.
Well, he was. Like... And there's a reason why here. Genji's ultimate no longer lasts 8 seconds, it lasts 6. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I jumped in there on the PTR, and I was like, holy crap. Like, you can get like 2 kills now with it, which is, fine. Because Genji was wiping teams with it before. But so the reason that they did it...
She did it to me the other day.
Right. So like that nerf I can understand. But you can no longer... So Genji could double jump and then wall climb. So you used to be able to double jump, hit the wall, double jump again. So basically his mobility was fucking absurd. Hitting the wall no longer resets your double jump. Right. So it's just taking him down a little bit, which I think is okay. I think it's okay. Genji was absurd in good hands. Lucio's speed burst went from 100% to 70%, so there's no longer, which is weird. That's like a weird change. So like his like, oh, let's pump it or amp it up, And the speed boost you get is slower now, which is weird. Zenyatta Orb Discord nerfed. Good. That was absolutely necessary. So it went from 50% additional damage to 30. Now, the way that Orb of Discord works is, as Zenyatta, you can put it on an enemy target, and everybody gains the benefit. So if I targeted you, Sam, everyone on my team would shoot you for 50% additional damage. Which was fucking absurd, by the way. Having one Zenyatta on a team was equivalent to having a healer and like 3 other DPS. It's like fucking absurd how strong that was.
50
right?
Just think about that number.
Right.
It's half
so if you throw that on a tank, anybody can like 2-shot a tank, basically. So that went from 50 to 30%, which is good. And then they increased Zenyatta's straight damage she does by 30 or by 20%. So instead of 40, it does 46. So Zenyatta players shouldn't feel a difference, right? To them, their Discord Orb and their hitting does the same. But it's just not as strong as a buff to everybody else, which is perfect. Absolutely needed. And I think that's pretty much it for all the nerfs and the buffs. They wanted to make Mercy more viable because guess what? Surprise, surprise. Once Zenyatta got overpowered as shit, Mercy went to a 0% pick. Lucio was a 100% pick, and Zenyatta was a 50% pick. So, it's like, so they're really trying to balance it. It's fine. I don't see anything wrong with these changes. Yeah, that's all I gotta say
Yeah,
about
none of these
Overwatch.
bum me out.
No.
None of them bummed me out like the Widowmaker nerf bummed me out or the McCree nerf bummed me out. But those were still understandable.
Yeah, the McCree nerf was so sad.
Brian said Hanzo 2016, make America Ryuga Wagateki Wukarao again. Pretty much.
It's true. Dude, yeah,
They're
Hanzo.
gonna build a wall
Dude,
on
oh my
Japan
god.
to block from China.
Dude,
China.
Hanzo is definitely gonna be a pick again. Promise. He's so much better now.
I was practicing with him in the practice range, and I was like, "This is how you do it. This is how you fucking shoot these fucking arrows."
Right.
Which I was doing pretty okay with, but
Well, you just wait. Just wait for this patch.
That top dot, you think that's where the arrow is gonna go through, but if you're far away,
Right.
you need to aim that top dot right here.
Yep. Because it goes
Like,
in
here's
between
my
the top
head.
and the middle dot. Yep.
Yep, it goes swoosh.
Yep.
And if you're even further away, then you need to aim that middle dot.
Yep.
Like it needs to be where my nose is. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, dude, Overwatch. Fuck that game. The game's stupid, dude.
Game sucks.
Something else. Look, I'll do my Robert De Niro face and tell you why Overwatch sucks. Okay. Overwatch. No.
That sounds like an old McCree player, if you ask me. Overwatch sucks now. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Dude. So we're gonna sign off for now, and I just want to do this quick mention. Capcom,
Sucks. I know.
they do suck. They're doing a sale on Steam though, so get on there and buy some games.
That's right.
Should have mentioned at the beginning of the show, but I didn't see it till just now. But anyways, next week, join us as we get into some more tabletop shit. Go back to the roots. You know, for all of our listeners who are going, I want the old cards in hand back. Shut up. We know.
I could even load the old
Calm
cards
down.
in hand like setup too if you wanted.
No. No, we don't need to be.
This one's better.
We don't need to do the whole. What was that? That we did that one episode where it was just like
The little promo.
like even. Yeah, no, you put the thumbnail as the old one.
Oh,
For one of the newer episodes or whatever.
the spiritual successor episode.
Yeah, we don't need to do any of that. Spiritual successor bullcrap.
You know what? We'll also talk about Suicide Squad next week too, because we just totally didn't talk about it this week.
The thing is I think what you're saying is that we're some kind of Suicide Squad. Is what you're saying.
Yep. We'll also talk about
Oh my
how the
God.
Joker's not even in the movie, so whatever.
Oh my god. Alright. YouTube.com/cardsandhandmn. You know you were to watch us every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is twitch.com/cardsandhandmn. Joel uploads these episodes by the next week on YouTube. So sub there. If you didn't watch us live, you can watch us there. You're a bitch if you didn't watch us live though, so screw you. And go to facebook.com/cardsandhandmn where we post articles, random stuff. Joel posts updates, I post updates. If Joel makes a YouTube video, he posts it there like a bitch. And join us next Thursday. Hopefully we'll do an Overwatch pre-show stream. We didn't tonight because I wasn't feeling tops, so I would have dropped the payload. But yeah, hit us up, do it. Have a good night. Oh, my brother week goes to my cousin's son. He moved to college today, and his mom cried and my aunt cried and shit. It was funny. Dude, he just turned 18 last February. He's off to college, University of Minnesota in Mankato, which is like a bunch of party, whatever. But let him do it. He's fine. He'll figure it out.
Why do you say it like that? Are you mad that you're not there? Like,
Oh no, I'm just saying like Mankato. Like
I got like a bunch of parties or whatever.
no, I'm just saying because like they party a lot there, and my cousin's son is like.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going there because he wants to party hardy or what. But he's a little bitch, so he'll be fine. So, yeah, shout out to my cousin's son. You're a little bitch. Nobody cares. Going to college. Have fun. Leave that cat there. Leave him.
Wait, no, there's more though, so I gotta put those up too.
Put one over mine. He's hungry. Leave him alone. Dude, you know what it is? It's that his face is really round, his eyes are big, and his schnauzer and his chops are small. That's what it is. He's got small chops and schnauzers for his eyes and his head shape. That's why it looks funny.
This cat is incredible. Do I have the original in here? I do. There we go. Yes. There it is right there. That's the original.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
the
shit.
one where he's like... He's like... Leave it. Just leave him. Some pancakes. Oh, God. I just want some pancakes.